If you are one of the people who asked why we added this waveform effect in version 3 of Dither Boy, then you are not alone, and a few people asked me that. And then when version 4 came out, I totally forgot to update those people and talk about this effect. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to use the waveform effect in Dither Boy now that we've got depth and color. I don't really have a specific piece of work that I'm creating in this video. It's not a tutorial for one image that I made or anything like that. I'm just gonna show you how waveform works because it's probably one of the effects that you maybe clicked on in version 3 and thought that looks weird, and then maybe you didn't come back to it in version 4, even though it is a lot better in version 4. The software I'm talking about here is, of course, Dither Boy. If you are new around here, or if you've not heard me talk about Dither Boy for the last 7 months, then Dither Boy is a one-time purchase software that we've been working on since February. One of the updates we did was an update that added glitch effects to the software, and one of the glitch effects that got added was waveform dithering. So if you want more information about Dither Boy, I will leave that linked below this video. You can go and get caught up if you like, but I'm already in Dither Boy here. I'm in version 4.3 and I just uploaded a video about 4.3 before this one. So if you need to get updated to 4.3, go to help, click on check for updates, and you can watch the last video about 4.3 if you would like. And I've already got an image loaded here, and I've already selected waveform, which is in the glitch effects category, kind of in the middle here. So there's two waveform effects, waveform and waveform alternative. And these do look messy and weird. So I understand why some people asked why these were added, but trust the process because now they look really cool and they're some of my favorite effects to use in Dither Boy, full stop. So load in an image, load whatever you want. Don't load anything too big if you're going to be following along, because the bigger your image is, the longer your computer might take to process these effects. I've just got an image in 1080 by 1350 here, and it's of some hands. Let me just disable. Here it is. I've used this stock photo before, you might have seen it, but anyway. So if I add a waveform effect here, you can see you only know that this is hands because you've just seen these fingers here and this part of the hand here. It does look messy. And the quickest way to get the pretty cool results out of this effect is just lowering your scale down and then adding some depth. So I'm also going to add a color palette here. I'm going to choose one from the acid graphics category, and I'm going to choose Super Blush. If you would like to get a hold of these color palettes, then you can go to extras and click on color palettes, where we put out new color palettes regularly. So if you want to keep getting more and more out of color, then you can go here and download new ones. So I'm going to just move my depth until I've got this nice contrast here. So you can see that there's lines at the bottom that are all just in like different shades of black and dark red, dark purple. And then we've got the nice obvious highlights coming through as well. So I'm going to up the contrast just to make sure that the fingers and hand shapes coming through here. And then we can start upping the wave density. So wave density refers to how close together the waves are going to be horizontally. Scale will control the size of the waves, but because this is dithering, if you go too far, you're just going to end up with like regular dithering, just this blocky sort of pixelated effect. So I recommend keeping the scale down as far as you can go, as far as you can tolerate, and then using wave density rather than scale here as your main control for like the size of the dithering. If you make them too dense, you start getting some like interpolation, which is cool, but this is basically your screen not having enough room or enough pixels available to accurately, like if you look here in the recording, you just lose the wave effect. Even though if we zoom in to that section of the dither, the waves are there, but there are physically not enough pixels on my screen or on the recording on YouTube or on your screen to represent this pattern when I'm zoomed all the way out. So you get some interpolation, which unless you're planning on using this in a way that sort of bypasses that, I wouldn't recommend going too high with the density just to avoid that. So you'll see, for me, from my perspective, the issue sort of goes away around 11 or 10 density, but in the recording that might be different. So yeah, I like low scale and sort of just to find the sweet spot with density. And the thing that really is rescuing this effect is depth. So if you move back to to depth. That does look better than the original that we had, but having multiple layers of waveform using the depth slider is really what like rescues this basically. So if I go and save that now, and I'm going to take it into After Effects just because I like After Effects, but I will have to fix my weird layout actually. But yeah, you can take this now into your software of choice, your main software, whether that's like Affinity Photo or Photoshop or After Effects or whatever. Like we've been doing in the previous, like the older tutorials before this had color. And because we've got the depth now, so the waveform goes all the way through here on multiple layers, this effect will now respond very, very, very well to anything that you apply, which relies upon a luminance threshold. So the depth here that we've added, if we go back to 2, there are just 2 layers of depth. There is the gray from the Super Blush palette and the black, right? Just 2 layers. But all this detail that's come through from adding the depth and the color palette to waveform now means that if you add anything that has a threshold slider, so it doesn't matter where you are, what software you're working in, I just chose Glow because it is the most simple form of effects that has a threshold slider really. You can set the threshold to isolate just these top layers of depth and keep in the waveform through the like darker sections of the image and take the dithering beyond just what's available in Dither Boy and start combining it in a software that has like Glow or these other effect combinations that you need. This is all stuff that like I just don't want to turn Dither Boy into a like the word dither is in the name of the software. So I don't want to turn Dither Boy into an After Effects clone, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this was just a cool use case that I wanted to show you. What will look cool is if you use After Effects Deep Glow is a cool plugin, is expensive, but yeah, if you set like a high threshold in Deep Glow and maybe a bit of a lower radius, you can start getting it. So like the reds here are really, really glowing, but it sort of fades out, but you can still see the waves in the rest of the texture on this image. Now, obviously this effect works with video. It works with all the other color palettes too. So if you were going for something in a totally different style, like if you're going for print or animation and stuff, you don't have to just do it for Glow like I did. There's loads of different stuff you can do here as well. And then the waveform alternative effect, if I just reset some of my settings here and remove my color palette, this is another one that, yeah, people were like, okay, this looks weird, probably just scroll past it. But again, now if we just combine a color palette, keep the scale up, the depth to bring in some shading, and then mess with the modulation blend and the rest of the normal controls here, you'll see the texture come through and the pattern come through from the waveform, but this sort of layers in some regular dithering as well. What's happening here with these lines that are within the waveform is very, very similar to the effects in modulation, our modulated diffuse effects. You'll see the patterns are very similar. So the way these work, if you take a regular diffusion algorithm like Floyd Steinberg, and let me just up the scale while I talk about this, these are diffusion effects because they diffuse outward. They diffuse along the horizontal scale and the vertical scale, so along the X and the Y axis. So when you create a dither effect and you want it to only carry along one of these axes, like the Y axis in modulated diffuse Y, the way you do that is you make the pixels carry over their luminance upward or sideways, depending on whether it's the X or the Y axis that you are dithering along. And so in the alternative waveform effect here, you can see that our waves are going up and the pixels are also carrying their luminance upwards. So your luminance threshold here will have control largely over how these lines form on the side of the waves as well. Maybe I'll do a better job at explaining that in another video. I probably should have scripted it if I was going to explain this bit, but yeah, basically dithering relies on luminance heavily. Diffusion relies on luminance heavily. So when you have a lower luminance threshold like this, and you get this nice smooth diffusion on your image, if we swap that out for one where the luminance is being carried along the X or the Y axis, your luminance threshold is setting the number at which a pixel will start handing off its luminance to the next one. So if you go for a lower luminance threshold, you will tend to get these longer lines and longer patterns forming along that axis, if that makes sense. I'm sorry if that doesn't. I didn't plan on explaining that in this video, but because it's in the waveform alternative pattern here, then I just thought it was good to mention, so you can maybe get a better understanding of what you're actually controlling here. So the boiled down, the TLDR there is that if you're using waveform, scale and density are your main controls. But if you would like some more pattern, some more texture, and you swap over to waveform alternative, then it's a good idea to just also be aware of and mess with the luminance threshold too, because as you can see, it has like quite a large bearing on this second pattern that is included alongside the waves. Anyway, the main point is we added these effects and they weren't the best effects, but because we added depth and because we are working on this software and because it is still in development, we're still improving other effects too, even now. And because we rewrote all of these effects for color support, this one has had like some new life breathed into it. And I just wanted to highlight that in a video, just so you were aware of it, because I'm aware that a lot of people might have tried this out when it first came out and then thought, I'll stick to the other ones. I'll probably not use waveform. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful. Everything Dither Boy related will be linked underneath this video. And if you want to get more color palettes, as I said, you can just go in extras and click here, but I'll also leave the acid graphics category, which is the one I used at the beginning of the video, linked below as well, where you can download and just install that under adjustments and palettes for free. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.